So in one of my previous videos, I showed you the importance of going into your individual blog posts and making sure you're optimizing all of your images. Because if you think about every blog post, it's its own web page and it has its own opportunity to rank in Google and send you traffic. So I came into my Google Analytics under the Behavior tab under Speed Suggestions, and I was noticing my top 3 blog posts that get the most page views, they had bad load times of 15 seconds, 8 seconds, and almost 26 seconds. So these high page load times are going to annoy my visitors, make them click the back button, and it's going to cost me page rank in Google, because Google's going to see that a lot of people are leaving my website, not spending much time on it, so they're going to think that my site's not very good and not relevant to what the people are searching. And it's also going to be able to tell that my page load times are slow, and that's going to hurt my ranking as well. So to get my page load time down, in that other video I showed you how to save all the images on your blog post to your folder and then go into bulk resized photos, and that tool will cut down the file size greatly. And then you just insert them back into your blog post and run a speed test, and you'll notice your speeds dropped. Now, a few things to mention that also will lower your page speed time that you have to consider. One is your blog sidebar. So the sidebar here in my case also has images. So anytime somebody comes to this blog post, it has to load the entire page. So it also is going to take time loading your sidebar images. So I recommend doing the exact same thing. Save your sidebar images to a folder on your computer, go into bulkresizedphotos.com, upload these photos to that tool, reduce their file size. It'll cut it down 80 to 90%. So if this file size, was 400 kilobytes, it could cut it down to like a 40 or a 50 kilobyte image. And then do the same for your other images in your sidebar. Come back into your sidebar and reinsert the new images that you've optimized and reduced their file size. And that's going to help speed up your page as well. Because when you go into a tool like Pingdom, so let's go to tools.pingdom.com. When you use this tool and you enter the URL, so I'll copy paste my blog post, enter it into this tool, I'll click Start Test. Now what it's going to do is it's going to tell me my total page size for this entire page. So it's going to take into effect all of these images. So in the previous video we only focused on your blog post images, but by focusing on your sidebar images as well, that's going to help cut down the overall page size. So here in my case, this blog post is loading in 3.2 seconds and its page size is 2.3 megabytes. Now if you watch the previous video, you're going to notice that my page load time was a lot higher. It was around 8 seconds, and then in Google Analytics it's telling me that it's 26 seconds. So to cut it all the way down to 3.2 seconds and the page size down to 2.3 megabytes, that was huge just by optimizing all the images. Another thing I found that was slowing down my website was the related posts. So at the very end of your blog post, you'll typically have your About Author page, and then you'll have comments, and you'll have a related post section. So in my case, I went ahead and turned off the comments section, and I turned off related posts, because the related posts carousel had about 4 or 5 different related posts. So imagine where you see each of these words on my menu bar down here. Imagine each of these being a picture. So there was about 4 or 5 pictures down here at the bottom, and it had the post titles, and it said related posts, and then people could click on the image to go to that next blog post. Well, my page was taking so long to load partly because the images down here weren't optimized. So their file sizes were 4, 5, 600 kilobytes. A couple images might have been even a megabyte in file size. So by turning that off, I noticed when I ran the test that it dropped my page size down, and it lowered my page load time even more. So that was something I decided to do. If you want to have the related posts section turned on, you can do so, but make sure that you're optimizing those images that are showing up for those blog posts, because that was another issue I found that was causing my page load speed to be higher. And then as well, if you insert videos, this can also, affect your overall page size. So I'm sure if I got rid of those videos, it would cut my page size down even more, but those videos are very important to my overall article being, a helpful resource for people. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those in. Other than that, there's not much more else I can do. I've pretty much cut down my sidebar by only inserting a couple images here and a Facebook like box. I used to have 7, 8 different things running down my sidebar, but as you can see now, it's just 3 things. So that helps speed up my page load times as well by not having to load a ton of different things in the sidebar. So this was just a quick video giving you a few additional tips and ideas of what may cause your page to load slower. You need to be considerate of your sidebar. You need to be considerate of the section below your blog post. So your author section, if you've got an author image and about, and then if you got related post carousels, and then you need to be considerate of your footer. In my case, I just have a menu down here in my footer, but some people will have images and videos and opt-in forms. So overall, just remember that extra space on a web page outside of your blog post space. There's all kinds of other space on a web page you need to be thinking about when you're optimizing your pages. And if you go in and you optimize all of these things, it's going to help your blog posts load a lot quicker, as you see in this test I ran here, and it's going to help improve your search ranking, as Google will then favor your website over another website that's maybe loading slower. So that wraps up this quick tutorial. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button on our YouTube channel for more weekly tips.